Welcome to Trina's Tasty Treats. I've got pumpkin energy bites today. I have all the ingredients set up. And what I want to tell you is this is one little tip I've learned a lot along the way. Have a little bowl, it doesn't have to be this size, with just a little bit of water so you can dunk your fingers in because they're going to get a little bit sticky. And then when I finish something with the spatula or a knife, I like to just throw it in so I don't have a mess everywhere. I'm one of those people, I like to keep it clean while I'm cooking. If you like to make a big mess, and then kind of like clean it up after, you go ahead and do that. So a couple of things, I'm just gonna grab my little gear here and make sure I have everything. So I've done this ahead of time. You have the recipe. I've got all the measuring cups here and my spices. So I ran out of honey today. I'm using maple syrup. I do prefer honey. You can use whatever works for you. See, my hand's already sticky. Look at that, right in the bowl. So what we're going to require here is 1/2 of a cup of pumpkin puree. So I have a bowl. Grab yourself the tiny little, I had a tiny little spatula here, but where is it? So pumpkin puree. Now I've just learned this because I don't use a lot of pumpkin puree. I need to. I have some recipes on the website that have smoothies and different things. However, when I open a can, I find that I don't use it. And I found out today, my friend lent me some of her pumpkin puree and you can freeze it. So if you don't use all of this today, so I have some left over, you can freeze it. I did not know this. I'm learning things all the time. So now we have nut butter, and I'm going to tell you today, I have used almond butter. Okay, almond butter is a lot healthier. Store any of your butters upside down. It will separate those oils. One thing I want you to know, it is so important for you to choose all natural. So don't get the ones with all the additives and different things, okay? Get an all natural. The ingredients, here comes the accent that I told you about. So don't be alarmed. I do switch by different things, English and all these different accents. And don't be offended if you have a better accent than me. So just almonds, just peanuts, just whatever. If you're allergic to any kind of nut butters, then no problem. You want to do the alternatives that you have, sun butters and all that, still pay attention to the ingredients. The next thing, I do rolled oats. Now, I love, so we're going to do, what is it? 1.5 cups. So 1.5 cups. I like to use the organic, these are gluten-free. You can do whatever you want. We have celiacs in our family. So that's 1.5. And I'm going to get this over here because I don't want to stick the pumpkin in. I am efficient. I don't care. I just kind of measure it up. If a few extra fall in, don't worry. I don't follow instruction exactly as so. My husband would say, look, yeah, my husband's going, yeah, she doesn't. I make my own rules, okay? So 1.5 cups. But one thing is, steel cut oats are the best if you want to eat them. They take a lot longer to cook. I use these, they're gluten-free, all of that stuff, but they're a quicker cook. So when you're doing any kind of balls or recipes like this, you don't want steel cut. You don't want anything that's really, hard to cook and break down. So I'm going to give it just kind of a little mix in there. And then we're going for 1/4 cup of honey. I prefer honey. Now, be mindful, just because I say that you have to have 1/4 cup, where did I put my 1/4 cup? Right here. Just because I say that, we've got another admit here. Just because I say that, you do not have to use that much. Sir, cameraman, we've got another person coming on. Slacker. Okay, so I'm using maple syrup, but I would prefer honey. I just like the taste of honey. It has a lot of benefits. I don't even put the exact 1/4 cup. I don't like anything too sweet. You can measure less. You could omit it if you want. You can put a couple tablespoons. Don't be afraid to play around with things. Generally, my recipes, there's not a lot of sugar. I like to keep it low on sugar, all of that kind of idea. So I put the least amount. Even if you're searching anywhere else and someone has a lot of sugar in it, and sugar, I mean honey, maple syrup, all of that, you do not have to put that much in, okay? So we've got that. I'm using my amazing protein powder here. You do not have to add this if you do not have it. So it says 2 scoops. I was a little disorganized and I ran out of powder. I'm waiting for the shipment. So I am using my little packages here. This is optional. If you don't have it, that's okay. I just do 2 scoops. Use a healthy, clean, low ingredients for your protein. I love plant-based. It is easily digestible. If you want to know what powder I use, please message me and I will send that to you. So I'm going to give this a tiny little kind of stir around. Don't be afraid to mix it up. Then I've got the spices. In all honesty, I never measure, but for you, I'm measuring. I'm going to measure this for you. The cinnamon, I just dump it in. Cinnamon is so good for you. So don't be afraid. Just put it in there. It's probably, it is tablespoons. I'm doing 2 tablespoons. I do not measure it normally, and I am very generous with my cinnamon. It is such a wonderful spice for you. So throwing that in. And then, warning for this, ginger and nutmeg. I love ginger. It is delicious. It does have a stronger taste. I generally like to put a little bit more than half a teaspoon. But if you are kind of like, ooh, it's too spicy, anything like that, go a little easier than even half a teaspoon. I want you to just kind of start easy on your spices. Nutmeg, I'm not sure that I'm a huge fan of this. The verdict's still out. Do you guys love nutmeg? I kind of feel like, yeah, I just kind of feel like, so I don't usually do half a teaspoon. I actually do kind of like a little bit less. Can you see that there? Because I'm not quite a huge fan. So I'm going to do even a little bit less. So if you want to start just a little bit easy on that, it is pretty, I want to say pungy. Is that a word? Poignant en français. Is that a word? Pungy? It is in my world. Pungent. Okay, we got a correction from my husband here. All right. Pungent, we'll see. You guys are all going to Google it. Okay, so I'm going to mix this up. Now pull up your sleeves. It is quite sticky. Pungent. Pungent. Having a, what is it? Strong? Having a strongly, sharply strong taste or smell. Apparently, I do not follow instructions. That's why I'm a leader. So it is pungent, not pungy, but I made up the word. And you know what? On this cooking show, you can make up any word you want. You can put in any ingredients you want. If you're cooking with your kids, say it's pungy, he says. That sounds way more fun. You know what I was going to say? I'm going to make it even funner because that's not a word either. Fun or pungy. So anyway, the point is it's pretty strong. That's what I got out of that. So this is entertaining for you. So you can see in here, I said this in our last session, you are going to be stirring like crazy. I generally like a wooden spoon because your spatulas might break. And I'm going to build my left bicep too and your right bicep. Don't just stir with one arm. I can't not tell you that because, being in the fitness industry for 24 plus years, we're going to have uneven arms. So it is pretty, are you putting that in a ninja? Look, I got you guys with some professional bowls. I'm just keeping it old school. I'm like banging this stuff down, get everything, make sure that the powder, all the spices, take a smell. This is much better than the last batch I made, which was too much of the pungent nutmeg. I hope you guys laugh with me because otherwise, what's the point of this all? Okay, so I've got my whole thing going on here. Thank goodness my hands are clean and my table because it's fallen all over. And my family doesn't really mind if there's a little bit of my hair in there because normally my hair should be back, but I forgot to do that. So I'm making sure that I'm keeping my hair away. And if they get a hairball, well, I'll just change the recipe to hairball pumpkin spice. Okay. When my guests are over, I would take a little more care and not have my hair, but my hair is hanging back. So here we go. I do either a couple things. I learned this the hard way. I did it with a spoon and it is so sticky. So this is where, if you don't have one now, that just a tiny little bowl with some water, you can just kind of dunk your fingers in there when they get sticky. Some people like to add just a little bit of salt, just kind of a turn to give it that little bit of a salty kind of sweet flavor. I just make these little balls. I put them in an ice cream scooper. I got this off of Amazon because this was so much easier. And then you can kind of shape them. Warning, your hands get sticky. Get down and dirty. Don't go doing any burpees after this. Make sure you wash your hands first, all right? Because your floor will be sticky. Then we'll be cleaning people. We're cooking people today. So they are quite sticky. Now, here's a couple of little tips, okay? These are sticky for sure. If you wanted to put some hemp seeds on top, if you wanted to do some chia seeds, you could have a little plate and you could roll these little balls. It will make them a little less sticky, but these are quite delicious. You could also use this into a little mason jar cup if you wanted, and you could have it at the bottom. You could add a little bit of your type of yogurt. I have to do dairy-free yogurt, but you could do it with that. You could have it as a topping on it. Anything you want. You do not have to just make these into these little round, pretty bite-sized balls. You can do this however you want. It could be in squares, like the days that you're feeling like you want to be energy efficient, by the way, which is a nicer way of saying I'm lazy. I put it in a little pan and I just scoop it out, cut it out, make a little square. Don't be afraid to play around with this, but see what I mean? How it gets really sticky on your hands. If you don't like getting down and dirty, I don't know what to tell you. These are not the recipe for you, but they are so good. And pumpkin comes with so many great health benefits. And it's something, I don't know about you, but I don't reach for all the time. So I really try to throw this in my my smoothie lately. I like to make it in a little, like I said, like put it in a little yogurt bowl, or you can even add some granola on top. Like that would be delicious. We could even cut up, if we wanted to, little pecans. Got to get this scoop here. So you could cut up little pecans, walnuts, if you don't have a nut allergy. They are sticky, but my husband will tell you, do you love them? He has to say that because he's over there, and what's he going to say? No, it's a terrible recipe. I don't like it. Why are you showing these people? But it is sticky. That is one thing, and I did give you that warning. However, they're what? They're Halloween balls. They are. You could put a chocolate chip on top of this. If you have kids, you could throw chocolate chips in this. Or if you're a kid like me, you can put chocolate chips in this. You could make little eyes. You could do a little spooky face. Me, I'm not that Pinterest mom. I'm like, my stuff never looks like it does. I don't really care. It sure tastes great, but I'm not into like the perfect exact ball. How are we doing? I was going to say type in your chat, but guess what? Your fingers are sticky. You cannot. You can leave a comment later. Message me. This is so fun because I love to do my meal prep. And if we can spend 20 minutes together here and there and get this done, it's amazing, right? How many recipes? I said it made 18 to 20. Yeah, so it makes about 18 to 20. Once again, I don't like to put all these calories and all these things on it because I'm going to tell you, nothing is 100% accurate. Even when you see recipes that say it's so many calories, this and that, it's not even true because depending on the size, how heavy your hand is, when you pour things and all of that, it's really going to be dependent on a lot of things, right? How we measure. So don't get caught up in that. My goodness, this is such a great thing to make live. Everybody show their sticky hands. Who has the stickiest hands? You're going to win. I'm pretty sure mine are super, super sticky, but it's fun, easy to clean up. And I like to give you all tidbits, I will say. So one thing is put your stuff just in water right away. I like to clean up quickly. I don't like things sticking. So all I do is I fill my bowl with water and I put all the little utensils and stuff in. What's it called? Utensils. Yeah, all your little things. And so I've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I got 16 today. So I did make them a little bit bigger. You can decide. I'm going to take my fingers and I'm just going to put them right in that little water. Now, here's another fun thing that you can do if you want. So I mentioned how you can put on the chocolate chips. You can do that. You could also sprinkle some cinnamon on top. So I'm just going to give my hands a wipe because they are full of stuff here. And you can also put on a little bit of flax there. You could have added some chia if you want, just give them a little roll. You can also do hemp seeds. They give like a little nutty flavor. All great things to add some extra fiber in there. You could, like I said, you could put a chocolate chip on each one of them. You could try cocoa nibs. You could try a little sprinkle of cacao. You could do some cinnamon. So I feel like I want to add a little touch of cinnamon. Make sure it's not the nutmeg. And I'm just going to put it on top here. And it makes it look just pretty, and it gives it that little kick when you bite it. If you're not a big cinnamon fan, you don't have to. So look, this is a good opportunity for a photograph. What do you think? So, math skills, count how many. Can you see this? Let me know when you're ready for a photo. We'll all hold up our balls, our lady balls. So I've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. That's what I got. I like to count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I got 16. I made them big. What do you think? Let me see. What do you guys have for your little, say cheese? Bring up your balls. Oh, bring up your fingers or bring up your balls. I see a cactus. Oh, I love it. Okay, let's do a little cheese here. Look in the camera. Here we go. Let's do this. I'm going to hold mine up in this area. Let me come right to the camera. So can you do Command Shift F4, my friend? I can't do it. That's okay. Shelly, did you get one? Did you get a photo? Well, let's hope she did. Okay.
Celine,
so
Celine, I'm cutting off Selena's head for goodness sakes. Now I'm ready. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, ready?
Big picture of a cactus. That could be the dick to the salty balls.
When I load this video, I am totally going to get X'd. Okay, you mute yourself, please.
You'll have to bleep me.
Members. That is one of our members. We are going to mute her. So put her on mute, and we're going to pretend like she didn't just say that and hope that we don't get X'd here. So a couple of things. These stay great in the fridge. You can also put them in the freezer. They are delicious. I want to say they stay for about a week. You can double check that, but stuff does not last in my house more than like 2 days, okay? So make sure you seal them. If you have a little tray and you wanted to stack them, put some parchment paper because they're so sticky. So I think we should all try one, right? Let's give the cameraman one. So here we go. Cameraman. He reaches in. Medvis production. Oh, you know what this would be delicious with? A dark chocolate chip. So pumpkin, some of the incredible benefits of pumpkin, it's on your list, but just to repeat, beta carotene, vitamin C, E. The best thing is it gives so much flavor. It's low in calorie. Not that you want things that are low in calorie, but you can use a lot of it, and it has folate. So that's just a few things. Pumpkin is one of the most delicious and healthy and nutritious, low calorie options that you can have. So how did it turn out? Oh my goodness. Tastes delicious. So until next time, we're going to stop this video. And what I want to say, we're going to scroll down to the pause. I'll see you next time. So much information at fitforfemales.com. Catch the replay, leave a comment.